Hello and welcome to Beneath the Hollow Moon, where the folklore burns slow and the strange never fades. I'm your host, Kerrilynn Shellhorn. I'm here with my co-host, Lorile Potvin, and you are listening to us live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. Today, we are following the trail of haunted dolls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Haunted dolls.
I said to you before, because we always touch base. Well, we touch base anyways, but right before the show, I said the amount of things between you and I that we stumbled on, we could do 10 shows on haunted dolls.
I think that's with every segment we have, that there's just, and I think because we have the idea, we're both so similar in our passions and interests and the things that grab our attention and the rabbit holes that we go down, that we start off on one train of thought, and then we find four other, avenues that we can take, right? So I think it's fun, the direction it just unfolds.
Well, I was saying that to another one of my close friends, that it's so cool the way you and I have worked out, because we're both incredibly busy. We always touch base on a Wednesday and Thursday, and sometimes more, but when it's crazy busy, but we don't even have to say, it's almost intuitively, you kind of go in a different direction than I do, and it all just comes together in the middle, and I love it. Mm-hmm. Oh, these are some funny comments we're getting.
It works out well, though. I think that we both have
we're on the same page.
Yeah, and it fits nice.
It does. Like, I was trying to think, what am I going to dress up as with a doll? And then I talked to you, and you had your idea, and I had mine. And you've got those cute little space buttons I didn't see until you turned your head. They look so cute.
Yeah, not bad. You're doing not bad.
Yes.
My hair is getting long enough. I need one of, my mom had, I think it was my mom. It could have been my Auntie Sharon. I think they were called the Wendy dolls, and you would push their belly button and you'd pull the pony up.
Yeah.
And then if you pull the tab in the back, the pony would roll back inside the doll. Yeah, I always wish I had that. Like, if I could just push my belly button and pull my hair out longer. Waiting for it to grow out longer is frustrating.
I noticed your hair had grown because you've been so incredibly busy, and then you weren't feeling well. And I noticed, I kept meaning to say that to you. I noticed your hair had grown.
Well, we'll see how long it lasts. We will see how long it lasts.
Well, you at least can be
my first hot flash, and I'll be in the bathroom with the straight razor and the scissors again.
That's what I was going to say, that you can be trusted with scissors, because in your previous profession, you were a professional hairstylist, whereas the rest of us aren't.
Well, I think it was, I don't remember what, it was a natural makeup brand when I was in grade 7, 8, 9, 10, in those age brackets, and they would have the henna hair colors.
Oh, I did that too.
Yeah, I've always messed with my hair.
Yeah, well, I always cut my hair. Always. I used to cut my hair all the time. And then I've always had long hair. I went short once, not on purpose, and because my mother used to basically give me a bowl cut, and I was a tomboy and I hated it. So as soon as I was old enough to say no more, I let it grow. And I remember going to see this guy, and he said, "You really have split ends," because that was back in the day of the perm, because I'm older than you are, but back in the 80s, the higher the hair, the higher to heaven, basically. Yeah. And he said, "I just want to trim your split ends." And I said, "Well, how much are you going to take off?" And he goes, "This much." Oh my Lord, that man beamed me. I looked like a boy. I had hair about down to my shoulders. It was so good thing my hair grows quickly. So I never got my hair cut short after that. And I was always a little sus about going to a hairdresser. I do go, but now I don't, because my hair is so long. And people don't realize how long it is. My ponytails are really high, and look at how long it is. So normally it's really easy. I just cut across the bottom. I cut my partner Dell's hair, and I've always cut my son when he was alive, Justin, because our kiddos under the spectrum have a hard time with the hairdresser. So and he had curly hair. So even if it wasn't quite perfect, I watched a bunch of videos like how to section it and do things properly. And I don't know, did you find this as a hairdresser? People with curly hair, it's almost like their hair goes into shock for a couple days after it gets cut. It just kind of goes kind of haywire until it kind of finds.
Yeah.
That's
It's special attention is needed for textured hair for sure in order to do it to do it right. And my future son-in-law has very textured hair. And oh yeah, it's like tight curls for him.
I know you are a brilliant hairdresser, and the reason why, not that I would ever think that you weren't, but I remember saying to you, and ever since gray hair, I probably said it on these shows before, but gray hair runs on my dad's side prematurely. Like some of my cousins had gray hair at the age of 12, completely gray. Both my boys were born with some white hair. I have white, and on my mom's side, it's like Bride of Frankenstein.
Right.
And so it always comes in. And I remember saying to you a couple of years ago about this, like it just the color won't go in. You gave me the best tip ever, and it works every time. Every time.
Color was my jive. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved doing color. Did you ever cut your doll's hair or anything like that when you were?
All the time. And makeup. I had the heads, like now they're really small, but I had the Barbie head with the hair, and you could do all the makeup when I was a little kiddo. And I was so heartbroken because the hair didn't grow back. I would love to try all different cuts and styles.
So when we're talking about haunted dolls, that was what I was thinking about during the day today. All those dolls that were mistreated, or like in Toy Story where they come alive at nighttime, the ones that we've cut their hair, they would come back to
I always loved my stuffed, my bed is full of stuffed animals. I could pull my neighbor's niece one day, and she's shy. She hardly ever talks. And she ran over one day out of the car. I think some of you seen it. I posted it. And she goes, I got something for you. And I said, what? And she works at a really beautiful, it's in more rural, but it's a nursery / home and store. Really beautiful things out there. Christmas, it's gorgeous. And she made me close my eyes and hold out my hands. And she goes, as soon as I saw this, I thought, this is so you. It's a squashmallow, but it's you can't really see it, but it's all pink and glittery and stuff. Like, I still love I never mistreated my animals. But it's weird you brought that up, Kerrilynn, because as a little girl, even before Toy Story, because when I was a little girl, it was in the 70s, I almost always used to wonder, do my toys come to life when I go to bed at night? Like, do they talk to one another? Like I used to really believe they had personalities and stuff. How about the rest of you? Did you guys ever wonder that? Or how about you?
I thought for sure they did on Christmas Eve. The same with the animals. Animals talked on Christmas Eve, and the dolls.
Annabelle, the movie.
And the dogs, like all the pets. So I would try to stay up as late as possible to see if the dogs were going to talk to me. And then, the same as the dolls, like the pets. I thought they would too.
I wonder if other people thought that, because like I said, and then when Toy Story came out, so I was obviously a mom by then, and my kids, every Disney movie they watch nonstop. And I saw this concept, and just a little bit of the conspiracy theorist in me, even though I don't like that word, I thought, did they base this story on the fact that how many kids actually thought their toys came to life at night?
Well, and watching Rudolph, the Island of Misfit Toys, they would all cry and be sad, and I just wanted all the Misfit toys.
I wanted to go get them all as a little kiddo.
And they all talked, and I just thought it was a real thing. I just thought Santa was that magical that all the dollies and toys would talk.
My son Justin still believed in Santa. And I was so grateful. My eldest son, they were 2.5 years apart. He always kept the magic going. So he was so terrified if the Christmas tree wasn't up, Santa wouldn't come. I had to make the cherry cookies for him. He called them their shortbread, and I used to put a little maraschino cherry in them. And then every Christmas night, we had to put the key out for Santa because we don't have a chimney. And then he would hang up all the stockings and everything. And it was the beauty and magic of Christmas, right? And we would talk about those kind of things too with him, because he loves stuffed animals. So I would ask him, we buried him with one of his favorite stuffies he had named Houston. And it was a big squashmallow. He was sick quite a few years before in the hospital. They had thought he had blood cancer. So I had bought him that. And I don't know why he named it Houston, but oh my gosh, he loved it. And I used to ask him, did Houston talk to you? Like, what would Houston tell you? And he'd tell me things that it said.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we say hi to folks?
Let's say hi. Everybody's agreeing. Yeah, let us know. Did you guys think your dolls or toys talked to you when you were little, or have you seen it?
Contessa Martins, thank you so much for being here. Cindy Simpson, hello. Astrolight Paranormal. So Victoria, thank you so much for hanging out.
That's so cool. This is what I was laughing at with Mish.
Mish is sharing, oh my gosh, Kerrilynn, you look like someone I used to know. Yes, and I like that song.
What was the song?
Head.
What's
someone that I used to know.
Oh, I thought she was saying like you look like someone I used to know. Okay, now I got it.
And she did say that, and then she's saying like clip the song.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, I like that song.
Mm-hmm. Cindy Waghorn, hello. Surrender and Shine. Give her a follow. Tanya Martins, hello. Hello, my lovelies. I love that. Julie Dow, thank you so much for being here.
Okay, I'm scrolling along. Mish is saying, Contessa is saying how funny Mish is. Mish is funny. And she says, I am LOL sad. Even I think I'm funny. We think you're funny.
I think that's very funny.
So Tanya is agreeing. I'm thinking it was the doll you were talking about with the hair. She says, oh, I had that doll as well.
Oh, fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Now everything's lighting up possibly that could. So hang on, guys. I'm not sure technology. I'm telling you. Oh, Contessa says she had that doll too.
Oh, interesting.
And Mish says it doesn't even look like me. It's me.
No. What is that? What is a movie? I think Betty Davis was in it.
Right.
And her makeup looks like that in it.
Yours or mine?
Yours.
Really? Interesting.
Sure. Julie Jean Bassett, hello. Thank you for being here.
You guys check her out. She was on the Interact Monday night. We talked about some cool stuff, including the medical intuitive classes she's taking. This mentor she has sounds phenomenal. Like, not only just because I was medical intuitives, and I know you do that too, but we can see where there's stuck energy or issues. It's getting down into the courses she's taking where it can track where it's coming from, mineral deficiencies. And I know you can do some of that stuff as well, but it's pretty cool that she's taking that. She's also an incredible animal communicator, shamanic practitioner. So check her out. Oh, Contessa's agreeing with me about the hair. Those are the days in the 80s, Lorile. The higher the hair, the stiffer the better. Yeah, do you remember Splash? Like Contessa would, because I think she's Canadian. I don't know if our American friends around the world would know. Did you ever see Splash as a hairdresser? Because you're younger than I am. Oh my gosh, Kerrilynn, I am like, it literally was like resin lacquer. And you just could not be without
Aquanet.
Oh no, Aquanet was like water compared to Splash.
Really?
Like, you sprayed Splash. I swear to God to you, with the length of my hair, if I held that up with Splash and sprayed it, it would stay, and it would stay until I washed it. No.
Thank you, Contessa Martins. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? That was the movie. Thank you.
Oh, good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mish then says, oh my gosh, Lily, brain's having trouble. It's your voice. You look so different.
You just never know what you're going to find when you tune in to Beneath the Hollow Moon.
Just don't know.
Kirby's 100. Hello.
Hi. Oh, Mish is sharing this. I'm going to check Instagram if you don't mind reading.
Mish is sharing, I have my mom's doll. She was 80 when she passed. So that was 6 years ago. So her doll is over 83 years old.
Wow.
Heidi Gold, thank you so much for being here. Good evening, beautiful spooky ladies. Driving, just picked Audrey up.
Hi, Audrey, her granddaughter. Give her big huggies because I know she likes when we say hi and say, we know you're there.
I think further down, she said that Audrey thinks that we look scary.
Oh, we're not scary. We're supposed to look like dolls. Sorry, Audrey, if you think we look scary.
Haunted dolls. Sean Ellis, hello.
And Sean Ellis, I was on his podcast on a Sunday night a couple weekends ago called Paranormal X Wolfpack, and he's coming on the Angel Rock Monday night, and I know he's going on. I think Sean's going on an investigation. Is it this weekend, Sean? I know you've been on some other ones, but I said, please bring along anything you pick up or you film or EVPs or whatever, so we can talk all that spooky stuff. So hang on. Oh, so Contessa agrees. She felt this way too as a little girl.
That Contessa sharing, I thought they came to life at night. So yeah, the dolls.
And Victoria, I think too. Oh, yeah, Heidi was saying her daughter had laser eye treatment yesterday. Okay, well, hopefully she's feeling well and on the mend, Heidi. And this is what Michelle says she hoped as a little kid, as I'm scrolling.
Oh, hope they would. I even felt I had a hole at the end of my bed that slipped into another world when I was younger.
Wow. On a different show, when we'll eventually get to something like this, I met somebody from the UK. Now, I don't know how much of it was true, but he went missing for 4 days, and he claims he went through a portal in the bottom of his floor. If this was in my old house, and if I remember correctly, he even shared some news headlines. They could not find this guy. I don't know if he's telling the truth. I don't know what he was, but it was creepy nonetheless.
My son used to go missing, and it was the MPs when we were living on base that used to have to help me find him. And the one time he was underneath is that Christmas time? Underneath the table with the long tablecloth, and he was just hiding underneath there. But he used to escape. He would get up in the middle of the night and unlock the doors and take off. So we had to install some extra stuff around because it was.
I know how scary that is because I've had
He was a runner.
Yeah, Jesse was a runner too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Benno from Oz. Oh, we did. Did we really scare you? I don't think so.
You.
Carrie, hello. Thank you so much for being here.
Hi. I hope you guys let us know if Facebook is coming through because this happened on Monday night. Like all these comments, and we're so happy you're all joining us on YouTube. I think I saw maybe one. I think Sean might have been coming from Facebook, but it seemed like no comments seem to really come through from Facebook. So if you are over there, we're not purposely ignoring you. And if you feel like we're not seeing you, you can certainly head over. Your YouTube channel is Spirit Switchboard, right? With Kerrilynn Shellhorn. I'm the Angel Rock with Lorile Potvin, or we're on the main YouTube channel for the network on UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network. If we're not seeing you.
Hi, Kathy.
Michelle
Wilfong, My Haunted Apartment on TikTok, folks.
Yes, we are still kicked off TikTok, and every time I check, I think they renew the 30-day embargo that we got. For some reason, we didn't do anything wrong, but whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, Mish. When you said 6 years ago today, do you mean that's when you lost your mom? So I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, there is an old Twilight. Is she maybe talking about an old Twilight episode about your toys and dolls coming to live at night?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's hopped on Facebook to let us know. We can see you. Sean said yes. We got Jen.
Hi, Jen. Oh, Jen Blue. Hello, my friend. Not many coming through on Facebook. Okay.
Got Naomi.
Naomi Gerhard. Hello. Thank you for being here.
We appreciate this because it seems like a few people popped over to Facebook to see if it's working. So Michelle Pratt did too. Thanks, guys. We appreciate this. Thank you. Oh, that's what Contessa was talking about. We're almost at the bottom.
There's an old Twilight Zone of a little girl that goes into a different dimension under her bed.
Ooh. And then Jen Blue said hi on Facebook again.
Oh, Aaron.
Oh, Aaron, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Here, I'll pop in that.
Hi, Aaron. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Aaron. And then hang on, it keeps going by here, but I was going to highlight Kathy's comment.
Oh, that's interesting, Kathy. There's a there's a local couple here in Peterborough who have a collection of dolls. She did a little traveling show before Halloween.
Ooh, creepy. Creepy. I think we're just about everybody's popping back and forth. So thanks for letting us know that it's working, guys. We appreciate it. So shall we get into the we have so much in the way of creepy.
So, has anybody in the chat, anybody that's listening, or did you have a doll or anything that you thought was a little creepy when you were a kid, or potentially there was something not quite right with it?
No, because
Anything freak you out?
Sorry?
Anything freak you out? I used to collect the Jester dolls, like the French clown looking masks and stuff. I used to collect those, and they used to freak my sister out because we shared a room. But again, that was my fault because I used to read her Stephen King books to put her to sleep at night.
Yes. See, I always loved every one of my, like, I was a bit of a tomboy, but I did love dolls. And I loved stuffed animals. I can remember actually, there is a doll now that I think about this. So when I was about 9 or 10, I had seen this on TV at a ventriloquist, and I went, I want to be able to do that. And I kept practicing and practicing and practicing. And that year, I believe it was in the Sears, that store's no longer around, but Simpson Sears, and it became Sears. Toy catalog, there was this doll called the Tommy Talker, and it was a ventriloquism doll. And I got it. That doll was creepy. Creepy, 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 creepy.
Dolls are extra creep.
Like it looked like a ventriloquist doll. I remember had long blue pants on, red long sleeve shirt, collar, and it was creepy. Mm-hmm.
When my daughter was little, my mom had somebody make her a homemade Raggedy Ann doll. And so Brooklyn, I think she was 2 or 3 when
you told me this before.
Yeah, when my mom had this doll made for her and had her name stitched on the little pantaloons and a little heart on it, the whole spiel. But every time Brooklyn saw that Raggedy Ann doll, she screamed her face off, like shake and scream. She wanted nothing to do with that Raggedy Ann doll.
Wow. I remember you told me that, and you can never figure out why, but she really just did not.
It stayed that way. And she had other dolls. Like she was very much a doll girl as she got older, the American Girls, and she loved all of those dolls, but she would not have anything to do with the Raggedy Ann doll at all.
I've always, like I said, I feel like a weirdo. Like when I've been on the chat with the boys and you've been there, and then our friend Jay McNicholas that's on there. One night we were waiting. I think you had an event. This was a few months back. So Jay and I were chit-chatting, and I said, I feel like a weirdo because I always go to the toy department at my Walmart up the street, but I collect those resin Miniverse. And then I found out Jay collected not Star Wars, Lord of the Rings ones. But I do, because I've never grown up. And I'm not out buying toys for myself all the time, but there's certain collectible things and stuff, like especially like the resin things that I check out. And yeah, it's kind of cool. Let's hear what everybody's got a bunch of comments about their toys. Should we let's read them if you're okay with that. Hang on, I got to get to the right one. Oh, Jen said not many coming through on Facebook. Okay. Hang on, I'm trying to find the right comment. Oh, I think it's with Contessa. She's still talking about the Twilight Zone. I think that's where we ended up, right? She had something under the bed. Okay, it was no, not Kathy. I seen a bigger comment, so please forgive me, guys. I'm trying to find it. There it is, Kathy. This is the one where it started.
Kathy is sharing, I have an antique doll, baby-sized porcelain doll, and my boys were terrified of her. They would knock her down out of her rocker and swore she was looking at them all the time.
Wow.
Erin is sharing, I had Cricket, the talking doll. You'd put a cassette in her back, but she would go rogue sometimes.
Ooh. There was so many.
Sorry for laughing. See, I was a horrible big sister because I would laugh.
Oh, I remember Teddy Ruxpin came out, too. That was creepy.
Yeah. I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those. Like, I don't think we had ever had any of those.
I didn't have one, but I remember seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Sean Ellis is sharing, we had some dolls on investigation, set of REM pods, and they were just stuffed or just plastic, no batteries or robotics.
I'm sure you're going to add, you must have seen something. And Mish, don't apologize. I've seen it. So when we get to videos and stuff like that, we can certainly pull it up because Mish sent a picture of her mom's doll.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we'll share it. Don't ever be sorry. We love when you guys send us stuff. So don't worry about that, especially if it has to do with the episode.
Right here where my finger is pointing. This way. There we go.
Yeah.
Those are my dollies. So
you did say that. You did say that before we went live, I remember. We were talking about an hour before.
And Contessa is sharing, I had a little clown that freaked me out, but I loved my porcelain Perro dolls.
Well, I will tell you, before we left my old house and my previous co-host, Seraphine, she collected haunted dolls. I was telling Kerrilynn this, that I think it was on this network now that I thought about it, but we all lost our videos from the first couple of years because that I was on here anyways, because we lost our main channel. That's why we always back our YouTube videos up now on our YouTube channel. There'll be the audio, but I remember like Seraphine used to collect haunted items. Like, let me tell you, if we ever get into a show like this, she had a broken cross that had been sent to her from an actual exorcism. She had all kinds of crazy stuff going on in her house. I remember that. Not on air, but behind her where she used to broadcast from, she had all her haunted dollies. Like you've got yours behind you. She had a whole row of them. And there was one, and I remember like people were noticing in the chat too, like the arm looked like it moved, and I could see like it looked like it had smiled. Well, imagine how freaked out I was after the show when she showed me the doll had a painted face. And it wasn't just me noticing it was other people live on video. It was really creepy.
Wow. Well, these girlies, Michelle Plummer is sharing, I had 2 shelves full of dolls and stuffed animals. The only one that freaked me out was the one that went off by itself. It was an old spell string. Full string one that was my mom's. One day she was unpacking a couple of years ago and I saw it and I froze and asked her, what is that doing here? It's stealing That is so funny.
Were you going to say something before I highlighted that?
Oh, I was just going to say about the dollies that I have were investigated a lot when I got them. So on the car ride home, I was explaining to the girlies that I wasn't going to use them like entertainment monkeys. So I wasn't going to do a lot with them and record and play stuff. And so we talked to them and chat with them. And we've not really, I don't put a lot of energy into them, but if I do move them, I make sure that I'm letting them know why I'm moving them and I keep them together. And honestly, my granddaughter, who's 5, she takes them sorry, I'm still got a little bit of a she'll take them down and have tea parties with them, and she'll carry them around and let them know that she loves them. So we seem to be coexisting just fine.
I bet they love it though, you know, especially if they weren't treated that way. And I'm not saying they were disrespected, but you made a promise to them and then they're being loved. And what more innocent love could you have from a child that plays kindly with them and tells them, like, you know, she tells them that she loves them. I think that's awesome.
Raggedy Ann dolls. Kathy is saying Raggedy Ann dolls freaked me out too. Never owned one, never wanted one either.
You know what doll, now that I think of it, that freaked me out? So my dad's brother and his wife, like my partner and I are almost like the same version of 2 families merged together. So my aunt that lived 3 doors away was Dell's dad's sister, and my uncle was my dad's brother, but was also Dell's brother uncle through marriage. Anyways, they had 2 kids and their daughter was 4 years younger than me. I remember she got this doll called the Mrs. Beasley doll.
Oh, I remember her.
That doll was creepy.
The little glasses.
Yeah, like she was like a grandma, but then she had this stuffed body that was all blue with polka dots on it. I remember it was really, I never liked that doll. I never knew why. And I knew what show it was from. I didn't mind the show, but she was creepy. I remember that.
I think that a lot of people got affected by the clown in Poltergeist. The clown doll.
I don't even remember that the doll, but ooh.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh, this is cute. Contessa says I had more stuffed animals. I did too. Actually, Contessa, my thing was stuffed animals. And she says stuffed animals were my very favorite. And her favorite, very favorite was Snuffleupagus, Oscar the Grouch, Ninja Turtles, Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog. These were always on my bed. Yeah, I love stuffed animals. I remember there was a puppet. We went to Minneapolis as a family, and my birthday was coming up, and I fell in love with this puppet. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was some kind of animal, and I cried. Like, I was about 5 or 6 when we left. I was heartbroken that we were leaving it behind. Like, it just felt like it really needed to come home with me. And I still remember the morning I woke up and I opened it on my birthday. You would have thought you'd given me $1,000,000. I loved that thing until it practically fell apart. Just like having tea parties and sleeping with it. Like, it was very well loved. I was so glad I got that. So there were some creepy things, but a lot that were well loved.
Mish is sharing. Growing up, we had a doll that went to a doll doctor and done
Ooh.
up. She was found next to a murder victim.
Oh my
None of
God.
us kids wanted that doll. She was beautiful.
Oh, wow. That's creepy. Kathy's saying she still has her Mrs. Beasley. Oh, Carrie is sharing. My daughter and her friend channeled her dolls from popular doll series and this is where we're upset with my daughter. They weren't playing with them anymore. It was nuts. She asked them forgiveness and released them. Interesting. Oh, that's what Stephen or Naomi's saying. It was It Clown. Is that the doll? It Clown doll she's talking about? No, that was from the movie It, or the series, right? Or that book, right? From Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
That was creepy, especially the guy that did the remake. That was real creepy. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Good evening, Tina.
Hi. Good to see you. We're almost at the bottom here. It's always nice to have I think we are at the bottom. It's nice to have your comments, you guys, to hear what you're thinking. And so where do you want to go?
Well, I think like when I was young, the It dolls, like the popular dolls were Holly Hobby.
Oh, I
And
remember that.
yeah, I had everything Holly Hobby. And there was not too much scary about her. And then for my sister, she was like strawberry shortcake. So like the strawberry shortcake dolls and all of that sort of stuff. And as she got a little bit older, she was just a little bit older than it was the Cabbage Patch dolls. And
I got
everybody,
one.
so I never got into it. But my boys, my oldest son in particular, he wanted a Cabbage Patch doll really badly. And he wanted the one that went in the bathtub. So it like sat in a ring, had a little shower on it.
Yeah.
So we did have that one. So I think the clips that we have with the Cabbage Patch dolls would be a great place to start. Like,
Okay, so I will, but just to add to the clip about the Cabbage Patch dolls, when the craze came out, I was about 15 or 16, and I worked at Sears in the sporting goods department, which was right next to the toy department, and people were going insane. It was almost like that movie Jingle All the Way, like for Christmas. I ended up getting one. I think that doll's still somewhere around here. That thing was creepy. It did smell like baby powder. That
they
was when
do smell like baby powder.
yeah.
I see Jen Blue is saying I had too many Cabbage Patch dolls. Mish is saying she used to draw Holly Hobby all the time. Tim Curry was the best Pennywise. Tim Curry was really good as Pennywise the clown. But I do feel dude Skarsgård, I can't remember what his first name is, but he's done
Bill Skarsgård.
Isn't Bill the dad?
No, his dad is got a real Swedish name. There's Bill is the one that played It. He's really tall. And then he's got a brother named Alex. I think their dad, what's that dad's name? I just seen an interview with him. He's got with Elle Fanning, Dakota Fanning's sister. They have a movie coming out. And it's not Alexander Skarsgård. I forget what his dad's name is, but he says he has 9 children, and he's got a lot of boys that are in the movie industry. Hmm. Yeah. And Strawberry Shortcake is coming back. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Oh my goodness. That I've been seeing a lot of the vintage stuff on like Marketplace and things like that.
No, in stores, like the whole toy line, the little characters that are all plastic, t-shirts, all kinds of stuff are coming back. I was amazed to see it. And maybe it's just my Walmart. I don't know, but I've seen a couple different Walmarts. I'm looking for the Cabbage Patch doll. Give me a sec here. Moving to, I have so many doll videos, you guys, so give me one sec, but I will find the Cabbage Patch one because that's creepy, that one. Keep going, Laura. You got a million here. There's the babysitter one. We have so many. I don't even know if we're going to get to the Labubu craze. Here it is. I think I found it right here. The Labubu craze is crazy too. And all the legend and lore and mystery around that it's demonic. And okay, give me a sec while I pause this. Okay, where's the audio on this? Come on, anytime now, TikTok. Here we go. Give me a sec. I'm going to start it at the beginning. So this video went viral, I remember, quite a few years ago. And sorry, all this stuff is popping up on my TikTok, so give me one sec. Anyways, this was before AI, you guys, and this is before deep fakes. Hang on one sec. I'm just sharing.
Oh, Heather is sharing. I had a darn Furby. Those were interesting too.
Those are
And
creepy.
I remember, so Heather is sharing, I remember feeling uneasy about it after a while and took the batteries out and put it in the back of my closet. That darn thing still made noises. Freaked me out. That's what we're going to show you.
Well, this is actually, you wanted me to start with the Cabbage Patch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's not that big. Sorry, guys. I'm doing my best here. Okay, I'm going to try and start it right at the beginning. Okay, you could start at the beginning. Please behave.
So this guy buys this doll at a local antique shop, but when he brings it home, this is what happens to his daughter's Cabbage Patch doll.
This is what happens whenever I put her near my daughter's old Cabbage Patch doll. But that's not the weirdest part. There's no batteries. But wait, there's more. I even cut the wire to see if that would stop it.
There are no batteries in her, and he cut the wire. Somebody even tells him to check the fee, and he does, but there's still no batteries in there. Like, if it's doing all that during the day, what does it do in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Nope.
That went viral quite a few years ago, and there's more than one post about this because people would not believe that this was going on. And yeah, it was.
So what happened to that doll, though? Like, he brought home the doll that's messed up.
He got a haunted doll. And I don't even know what possessed him to think to put the Cabbage Patch doll near it, or maybe the Cabbage Patch doll was just close by and started moving. I don't know. But there's more than one video out there of this. Like, I think originally I saw this on News Top 5. It might have been it was at least 4 or 5 years ago. And then he kept going back on, I think it was on YouTube. I don't think TikTok was around. And he kept doing whatever people would say, well, you're faking it. You're faking it. You're faking it. So that's why the wire was cut. He took the bottoms off the shoes to show people, like, why was it moving?
Yeah.
Interesting. So I took a look a little bit because I wanted to know, when did this haunted doll phenomena start? Like, what did you find in your stuff? I found some things that went back pretty far, but did you find it?
With Japan, 1700s, and then elsewhere, like in the 1800s, is what I found.
Okay, so if you guys are okay with me reading this, I'm going to read it. Let me put on my glasses. I have glasses here. Where did you go in the dark, girl? I know they're here. Are they on my head? No, no. Isn't this bad when you get to be my age, right? And you're going, where the heck? And I'll find them right after. I know I will. I've got one pair here, but this isn't the pair that are clean. But I'll do my best. Okay, so what I found, it says dolls aren't a modern invention. They've been humanity's creepy companions for millennia. The earliest known doll was a 4,000-year-old carved stone figure unearthed on the Mediterranean island of Pantelleria in 2004. So they found this 4,000-year-old doll then. And then it says basically a lumpy abstract buddy for ancient kids. Fast forward to ancient Egypt, where rag dolls filled with papyrus and linen scraps were common playthings. For some reason, I had visions of mummy dolls. I don't know why, but and then it says often buried with children as grave goods to keep them company in the afterlife. These early dolls were simple, made from sticks, rags, or wood, and served practical purposes, teaching social roles like girls practicing sewing on miniature clothing or staging pretend tea parties or even funerals, believe it or not. And they said the funeral play pretend seemed to show up around the early Victorian era. And then it says, but
Crazy Victorians.
I'm telling you. And then it says, but it even says, but here's the twist. Back then, they weren't haunted. No possession plots or midnight giggles. That changed around the 18th and 19th centuries when doll making tech leveled up. Enter the porcelain bisque heads, sleepy eyes that fluttered shut like a dozing baby, and mechanisms that let them quote unquote walk or cry. Suddenly, dolls weren't just toys, they were mimics, is what it says. Victorian era dolls with their cracked china faces and unblinking glass eyes aged into something spectral. Imagine a 150-year-old porcelain poppet in faded lace staring from a dusty museum shelf like it's judging your life choices. There's not too much longer. It just says the realism script, flip the script, turn innocent icons of childhood into potential vessels for the supernatural. Folklore started seeping in too. This is where you come in with, it says I think Japanese tales from the early 1900s, like the Okiku. That's what you were talking about, right? The Okiku doll bought for a little girl who died of illness. Legend says, and you actually, this was in here. I was skimming this and you talked to me about this earlier. So it says, the little girl who died of illness, legend says, her spirit possessed it. The hair, real human strands, mysteriously grow to this day. Trimmed annually by priests at Menenji Temple in Hokkaido. Boom, dolls as soul traps. The origins are locked. Hyperrealism meets ancient beliefs in spirits latching onto human-like forms. But it seems in the 20th centuries when it really blew up. Now, do you want me to play that video that you found on the Okiku doll?
Totally up to you. Yep.
I thought it was a good video. You want me to play it?
I'll show you these.
Oh, please do. Okay, what do you got there?
So it's the bisque head.
Oh, wow.
But there's a top on them, so I was gonna make them into little necklaces.
Cute. Well, I have creepy doll heads too for Halloween.
I love them. I've got a whole bunch of them on little stands.
Mm-hmm. Before I moved into this place, I knew that, like I said, my previous co-host Seraphine collected dolls, and before thrifting became a big thing. Like now they've jacked up the prices so high no matter where you go. But I was there and I found this beautiful ancient looking bisque porcelain doll with a stuffed body that I picked up that I was going to send to Seraphine, and my partner Del just could not stand it. Like we had to get rid of it. Like he was not having anything to do with it. He was so creeped out about it.
So, but why do you think that we make them haunted? Do you think that, how does that happen?
Well, I think it depends maybe if everything's energy. And it depends, I think partly we could do that, but also like some of the dolls that we started to, with the historical thing that we got into, the hair, they used actual human hair in those dolls.
Yeah,
So did it hold the energy of the person it came from, coupled with the belief, coupled with all the movies out there about haunted, creepy dolls and such?
It really plays a big part in it. I think that
I
too.
think so too.
Yeah. Did you want to watch the Okiku?
Yeah. Michelle just sent, or Mish just sent me another message. Hang on, Mish. I'll get to it in just a minute. She sent another pic. Okay, so I got to find it because I know you sent it to me. I'm just going to go to your page. Hang on. I just want to open it. I'm not going to show anything. I just want to get it. So Kerrilynn found a picture of it. I just want to, of course, it always wants to play a commercial. So give me a sec, guys, so I can get rid of it. Never fails. Okay, hang on. We'll get it already. We had so many videos and things I wasn't even looking for that started showing up under haunted dolls and ideas and you name it. But this was a good video you found. That's why I said it'd be awesome to play it. I'm going to make sure we bring it to the stage because sometimes it'll add itself and sometimes it won't. Let me make it big. Well, unmute it. Okay, unmute now. Come on, unmute. There we go. Okay.
Well, we made it to the 31st. Happy Halloween. And for our last story, I searched for something really scary, and I think I may have found it. This is the true story of the Okiku doll. In 1918, a 17-year-old man named Eikichi Suzuki purchased a traditional doll for his 3-year-old sister, Okiku, while he was on a maritime expedition. Something about the doll instantly caught his eye. It was about 40 centimeters tall, wearing a traditional kimono, had shoulder-length hair that was pitch black, but still appeared like a baby with gums and no teeth. And after returning home, Suzuki presented the doll to his little sister. She fell in love with it immediately. They played together every day. She treated it like her sister. When she could start to talk, she even called the doll Okiku after herself. And both of the Okikus were always together. She would take it to meals, try to feed it, and also sleep with the doll. Later, in 1919, tragedy fell over Japan. Fevers were breaking out across the country, and Okiku's family was no exception. The young girl became sick, and at just 3 years old, she died, holding the doll firmly in her grasp. The family wished to bury the doll with Okiku, but due to the scope of the fever outbreak, government's resources were very low, and this last act of kindness was not honored. The family decided to place the doll on their altar, a small shrine to celebrate her life and mark her passing into the afterlife. And this is where the horror begins to unfold. One day, the family started to notice the doll's hair, once shoulder length, was different, longer, messy, and with split ends reaching down past her waist.
Wow.
At night, they started to dream of their daughter Okiku, but always, in the back of their minds, the doll was there too. They began to notice changes in their home, sounds at night, lights being turned off and on, and the soft sound of delicate footprints in the night. These intensified on days close to their daughter's birthday and also near the date of her death, and would subside afterwards, but only briefly. In a strange way, the family grew to love the doll, and whatever it was their last thread that connected them to their daughter. In 1938, the family decided to relocate. However, fearing how this change and that moving further away from the grave would affect Okiku, the family sought help, approaching a local temple, asking them to take care of the doll. The priest sympathized with the family's situation and agreed to help. The family then informed them how to care for the Okiku doll, that she must always be locked inside at night, and that her hair should be kept short. In the present day, the doll is now located in the Manenji temple. Recent samples of the hair that has continued to grow have revealed that it is indeed the hair of a human child.
Wow.
You can even visit Okiku yourself, sit in her room alone, and try and talk to her. Photos are forbidden at the temple, but those who have visited have reported that the mouth of the Okiku doll is slowly opening, and if you dare peek inside, you will be able to glimpse her baby teeth starting to sprout through the porcelain gums. I hope you enjoyed this true Japanese ghost.
That is freaking creepy.
And they don't pack her up and tour
so
her around. They leave her right where she's at. Not tour her around.
Remember I told you when we talked before, and it was a different name for the doll, but there's a movie out there, and the pictures that they showed, it was talking about Japan's most terrifying doll, but they had a different name for it. I remember saying it to you. I think it's based on this story. Like, how does the doll have human hair that keeps growing? How is it starting to get teeth? Never mind. Yes, they're not packing her up and touring her all over.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's freaking creepy. Do you want me to do the station ID? And then, like, do you want to jump into Robert the doll? Because I wonder how many people know about Robert the doll.
Sure.
Do you want to, or did you have something else in mind?
No.
No?
We're go with the flow tonight.
Going with the flow. Don't worry, Michelle. We'll remember to pull up your picture. We got so many videos, things that I remember over the years, like a quinceanera doll that the girl's holding it. There's one recently. Now, the only problem with recent videos is you really have to feel into it because, and even then, it's AI, right? It could be AI. But a lot of these ones that I found were ones I remember then they haunted my nightmares for years after I seen them because it was kind of like, how the heck did this happen?
Yeah.
So,
I want to
anyways,
make sure that we mention Mandy.
oh, okay. You know more about Mandy than I do. I found a
Just
little bit.
it won't be a lot, but because she is Canadian. So we
I
have to have a
didn't know
Canadian
that.
doll in here.
I didn't know that. Well, let me do the station
Mhm.
ID and you take it wherever you like. As soon as I'm done, I'm with you, girl. So, you guys, if you're just tuning in, you are listening to UFO Paranormal and United Public Radio Network to Beneath the Hollow Moon. I am one of your co-hosts of this show, Lorile Potvin, and I'm joined by my amazing, wonderful friend Kerrilynn Shellhorn, who is also a co-host here. She's also the host of her own show on Fridays here on Spirit Switchboard, 6 p.m. Eastern. I do the Angel Rock Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern as well. You can listen to us on 105.3 FM on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in the beautiful city of New Orleans, Louisiana. And remember, folks, if you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends and family. The more, the merrier. And it's not all just UFO and paranormal here. We got multiple shows we stream daily, 7 days a week. And when we're not streaming live, the archive servers, it kicks into the past 25 plus years. The network's been around, so we're streaming live all the time. You can also, we're revamping our website. It's www.uprntalkradio.com. And we hear through the grapevine a chat room is coming there, which is nice because I believe it's 80% plus of our live listenerhood is just listeners. So it'd be a great place to be able for everybody to convene and chit chat if you can't join us on some of the channels that we're streaming on. We also have new shows coming all the time. Kerrilynn, who's our newest show on Monday nights after the Light Gate?
I didn't know the name of the show. I just know
I
it's
forget the name. I thought you might know. Who's one of the hosts? You know the name of the host?
Ron Moorhead.
Ron Moorhead. And yeah, Heidi, if you're still here, I know you will know. You will know the name of his co-host. So please forgive us. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting them. But that's one of our newest shows. And they talk, if I'm correct, right, a lot of Bigfoot and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Ron was on Spirit Switchboard in the spring talking about quantum Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm. So we're always adding new shows, you guys. Did I forget anything, Kerrilynn? I don't think
so.
Yeah. So, and we love y'all for being here. So thank you. Oh, what I did let slip on Monday night. Now we haven't confirmed, but we've talked about it. Beneath the Hollow Moon falls on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So we're pretty sure we're going to go still do the show live on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, right?
Yes, pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why not, because really not much happening,
Mm-hmm.
Though maybe I can coax my oldest kiddo to come on because he will be visiting from Calgary.
Oh, that'd be so awesome. That'd be really cool.
I know. It'd be the first time that we've had Christmas together probably in 6 years.
Oh, I love that. That'd be cool. Yeah, we could have family. Yeah. My kiddo won't be here, I don't think, because they usually host Christmas Eve. And then his fiance's dad is in a little community about 3.5 hours west in Fort Francis. So they usually drive there. So they host Christmas Eve. So But it'd be lots of fun, you guys. We know a lot of you. I've done a show on Christmas Day and New Year's Day, and it's nice because by the time you do the big dinner and all the gift and opening and everything, unless you've got a bunch of parties to go to, you get to hang out and Christmas with us.
So it's funny, Naomi, I saw your so sorry.
That?
Next one.
Okay, Chucky.
Chucky. So I grabbed out my Christmas Chucky sweater.
I cannot believe you had that. So cool.
Yeah. And I was gonna wear it, but it was just too bloody hot. My hormones said no. So
I know, because I said you're not wearing your sweater.
I'll wear it Christmas Day.
I have this one on with the reindeer and all pink and stuff since I'm wearing all this pink. This is supposed to be a button, you guys.
So funny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me tell you about Mandy, and then we'll get into Robert. Mandy's stuff is pretty short because I couldn't.
We have a video for Mandy, don't we?
Yes, we do. It's about 30 seconds. I was really hoping Mandy is a doll that is in British Columbia Museum.
Okay.
And it's supposedly haunted. The story made its way to the Montel Williams show. And I was really hoping I could have found a clip of that. But it's out there. If anybody wants to go down a rabbit hole, you can find a video. Mandy is supposed to be Canada's most mischievous haunted doll.
Do you want me to play the video after you talk, Kerrilynn, or no?
Oh, you can do it. Yeah.
Okay, let me set it up while you're talking then. Let me set it up.
So it's a cracked porcelain doll donated to the Quesnel and District Museum in British Columbia in 1991. The owner said she had an intense feeling about it. I know if you go to the website, it does give you more information about the history of it. But the staff has reported phantom crying, strange footsteps, items vanishing or being moved. Apparently people have tried to record, like videotape it or take pictures, and they don't turn out. None of them turn out. It always turns out glitchy. And the reports of the eyes following people.
Well, that's creepy.
So the one report was like the first night that it was donated, they had it in this room and it wasn't locked away or anything. But when they came in, they phrased it that it appeared like a child had a temper tantrum in the space. It was torn up and messed up. So after that, they started putting her in locked case. But she had a stuffed lamb when she was donated. The lamb was donated along with her because they wanted her to not be lonely. And the lamb was with her in this home. So they donated the lamb. And they have found the lamb outside of the case, separate.
No freaking
Mm-hmm.
Hang on. Do you want me to play this clip?
Sure.
Beginning, because you found this. Or was there more you wanted to share about Mandy? Because that's freaking creepy and obvious. Where did it come from, Kerrilynn? Because the Montel Williams show was on a long time ago, so it's been around for a long time.
Yeah. So if you, I can call it. I'll see if I can find it on my phone. I don't know the whole backstory, but it is on the website. So
that's good enough. I just thought maybe you knew. There was so much to look up tonight. Like we could have just done a whole show on Robert. We could have done a whole show on Mandy. We could have done a whole show just on the Labubu craze. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's just so many things about dolls.
She's almost. So Mandy came
I forgot her. Sorry, go ahead.
So Mandy came to the museum in 1991 and is now close to 100 years old. The donor received the doll from her grandmother. It had been locked in a trunk for many years. Her daughter was very young, so she immediately brought it to the museum because it was fragile and gave her a weird feeling. She gained notoriety when the museum staff reported strange occurrences. So then it just A visitor from Calgary tried to videotape, doesn't work. She was featured on the Montel Williams show. In April of 1999, Mandy traveled to New York to meet Sylvia Brown on the Montel Williams show. Sylvia believed that the doll had belonged to twins who had died of polio. The mother's grief over the loss of her children was implanted in the doll. She explained that this is energy that the visitors may sense. So that's interesting because I never even paid attention. I skimmed over the whole thing really quick, right?
Just like I did with a lot of stuff because there's so much information.
Yeah. But I didn't realize Sylvia Brown was part of that conversation. And the other video that I had found was Sylvia Brown at the haunted Toys R Us store.
That's what I thought. And I thought that Sylvia Brown somehow had come up, like in some of the research we've done. Yeah, you did it. I didn't do that, but I thought, wasn't Sylvia Brown just involved with something else? Okay, Michelle Plummer.
Michelle Plummer. Michelle's are funny.
They are.
Yeah, Michelle's are funny. Michelle is one of the funniest people I know too. So my favorite doll is Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows. Agreed.
Oh my gosh, I have not watched the final season, and I need to, but I've watched so many interviews with the cast from there. And oh my gosh, it's even more funny in real life listening to those guys talk. But Nadja, if you guys haven't watched it, it's a carbon copy of one of the characters that's a vampire, Nadja. And oh my gosh, I can't stop laughing thinking about some of the stuff that came out of her mouth.
So, Sean Ellis, thank you so very much. She's saying, have a great rest of your show. Yep, has shared us out.
And he's coming on the Angel Rock here on Monday night, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He said he's going to bring some doll clips Monday for the show. Well, that would be kind of cool. And whatever else you capture in your look, because I'm pretty sure he had said he was doing a live investigation coming up this weekend just before the show. And I know you've done a few just before. So whatever he's caught, he said he would bring some cool stuff. So thanks for being here. Mm-hmm. And Naomi says she loves What We Do in the Shadows. Okay, so back to Mandy. This is a cool clip you found. So I'm going to play. It's not too long, but hang on. I'll try and start it right at the beginning.
It's pretty good for being 100.
This is Mandy, the haunted doll. Located in the Quesnel Museum, this antique doll sits in a locked box, holding her toy lamb. It was donated in 1991 after a woman received it as a family gift.
Sorry, Mandy.
She claimed that she could hear a baby's cry coming from the basement where the doll was kept. Now encased at the museum, this doll still makes her presence known. She is said to give off an eerie feeling and follow visitors with her eyes. Some report hearing footsteps around them and a child giggling. Let us know in the comments if you would visit Mandy.
Yes. But yes, I would. But then I would talk to it at the same time. Do I have permission to take your picture? Is it okay?
Yes.
You know?
But we've had this conversation on air and off air, and you have some great questions. Some of them were about Robert, but I also think, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead.
It was just like that personal line. What's your thoughts, or where's your personal line between respectful and mocking when you're around haunted objects? So if you know that objects are potentially, inhabited by a spirit, what is your personal ethics and morals around how you engage with it? Because everybody's different, right? And is it our intention? What are we expecting from the engagement? Are we trying to catch something? Are we I don't know. What's your personal line between respectful and mocking?
Mine would, and I'd love to hear people's in the chat. And I have a feeling I know what yours would be, but mine as well, I think, would be always to be very respectful, to ask for permission, like connecting with the energy of the item and respecting what I receive as an answer. And you know what? If I got nothing, I'm certainly not going, and I'm not judging anybody, but for myself, it just would not feel right to start getting rude and start mocking and provoking, trying to get a response. I would respect whatever I received as an answer and leave it at that. Thank them for their time. Thank you for being able to be physically in the same room and leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that for what gain? What gain would you have?
Yeah. It's always made me very angry. And my friend Gavin, who you know, he's now gone into independent publishing, but he had an incredible, before he was with the publishing house, he was before Gavin Davies. He put out a 4-time-a-year publication called the Paranormal Chronicles. And I wrote an article. There were a few friends back in the day that also wrote, but the one that I loved that was written was about how to treat spirits, whether they are earthbound or not, with respect, and why it was so distasteful to the author to be provoking and such. Because I said this to you before we went live, like, you can't ask a spirit if you get some type of interaction or whatever. It's certainly fine to maybe ask once, but then, you get it again. And I've seen people ask 3 and 4 and 5 times for the same response. It's like, you're not dealing with a robot or a trained monkey or something. Like, I just think you have to have some respect, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, everybody. Again, it comes back to what gain. Is it personal? Is it notoriety? Like, what do you get from it? But I don't know. And we don't know those stories. We don't know the stories attached to the spirits and why they're there. Some of us can tap into it and figure out why, but to go in and be disrespectful is you wouldn't want that for yourself.
No, not at all. So even communicating with animals, you just don't walk in and start, being rude. I think you need to treat anything the way you would like to be treated, respectfully.
And that leads right into Robert the doll.
So let's get into Robert the doll. I know you dug into her.
Because there's a lot of stories of people having misfortune, bad luck, having to write apologies to Robert for not necessarily following the etiquette that is required in connecting with or being in the same space as Robert the doll.
So where is Robert now? Is he somewhere in Texas? And I forget how he came to be.
Is it Texas or Florida?
It's one of those places, because I told you about Bunny and her husband. She calls Dogman. She used to be a lot bigger on YouTube. She collects haunted dolls. She's got another YouTube channel, I think, called Banana Peppers, where she tries, is it worth the money or something, of all these things that are out there. She's really funny. And she was quite big back in the day on YouTube. She went with Shane Dawson. Please don't talk for me about Shane Dawson. This was back in the day. And they went to visit Robert, and he was at this, I want to say, giant, almost like warehouse consignment store. I don't know where he is now. That's how I first heard about Robert.
Where's Key West?
That's Florida. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, cloth doll, likely from Germany, 1904, given to Key West boy Robert Eugene Otto in 1904. Gene named the doll after himself, reportedly spoke to it constantly.
Hi, Denise.
Hi, Denise. Early haunting tales, family and neighbors claim they heard childlike giggles, saw the doll move, found furniture overturned, and Gene would blame it on Robert, saying Robert did it. After the passing, the doll was donated to Fort East Martello Museum in Key West in 1994, where he's now the star exhibit.
Okay, so that's what it must have been, but it actually looked like a giant consignment house. Like, it did not look like a normal museum when I think I saw the tour through there.
I forget what the fellow's name is actually, which is really bad, but he's the
caretaker,
doll caretaker.
And he warned them about Robert the doll because, like I say, back in the day, Shane Dawson used to be quite big on YouTube. And he was being quite the cut up and kind of disrespectful about Robert, but I remember Bunny was there. She's got super long hair. If you guys see her, I forget what the name of her channels. It's something to do, I want to say, with alligator something. Anyways, she went there and was respectful towards Robert and believed in a lot of the myth and lore and legend behind there. Because isn't there, if you treat him, please correct me if I'm wrong, this is going from memory. If you're disrespectful to Robert or you do not ask permission, your life is going to go to absolute crap afterwards.
Yeah. So bad luck, misfortune, all of those things. But people also feel nauseous standing near the case of Robert as well too. And same thing where cameras and phones don't
You're
work.
reading my mind. Yeah, they screw up.
Yeah.
Did
we have video of?
I don't have one of Robert. No, I don't have one of Robert, but you guys could probably look him up. I was even, because I knew like the same thing with haunted dolls right away. People want to talk about Annabelle. Robert's not as well known.
Well,
And
I think Robert's pretty well known.
but I mean compared to Annabelle, right? Like even if you
not a movie.
That's why. He's very well known. Then there's also the Island of the Dolls. I think is it somewhere, it's either the Caribbean or Mexico. I know Ghost Adventures went there, and the island is full of doll heads and dolls. I've seen it. I've heard weird sounds when some few people have gone by it or done lives. Like there's weird stuff that happens over there.
Apparently there was a Robert the Doll movie.
Was there one?
Yeah. Yep, there is.
Oh, and I see, talk about skimming stuff. So it says real life hauntings fueled the fire. Robert the Doll, circa 1904, started it all in Key West. A handmade boy doll owned by artist Robert Eugene Otto blamed the family misfortunes, giggling at night, moving on its own. Now, like you said, at the East Martello Museum, it's got a strict, quote unquote, ask permission or curse policy. And then it started getting into the Warrens in the 1970s with the Raggedy Ann doll named Annabelle. Bell. I know a lot more about that story.
But
what about Letta the Doll? This just came up. Letta the Doll, 1970s in Australia. A creepy homunculus that leaves muddy footprints. Ugh.
Say that word again. Homunculus.
Michelle DeRoche said she'd never heard of it. I was on the show with her this year. She said she never heard of it till a guest brought it up. And that homunculus are creepy.
What the heck is it?
Okay, so it's basically something inanimate that if you know how to do it, you can animate it and make it come to life. So for the homunculus that I saw, I sent the video to Michelle. She'd never seen it. And this is a video. It's been banned off YouTube and a bunch of stuff, but you can find it if you dig. And there's a guy. He's all dressed in almost like World War II gas mask. Everything's covered. There's no identifying factors. He takes a chicken egg, I believe it is, and he injects it with, let's just call it human baby making juice. And then he lets it sit and he cracks it open. And the thing that comes out of there, and this is long before Photoshop. This is long before AI. It's like this worm with almost like an eye. He does it a couple times. I saw this back in the day. I don't even know how I found it, but I was podcasting creepy shows, right? And it squirted something at him and he got mad at it and he squished it with his book. But this thing, he did it on the video, cracked it open, and he was trying to make what he called a homunculus. And I'm positive he said he was from Russia. I don't know if he used some spell words or I know this sounds unbelievable. Because Michelle, I remember Michelle going on about it when I joined her it was either the outer realm or it was beyond the outer realm. And she goes, I'd never even heard of this thing till one of my guests brought it up. It's super creepy.
But it sounds like with these dolls that we're talking about tonight are attached to a child or attached.
But that's why I asked for our Australian friends that are out there. Have you heard of, I'd never heard of this before, Letta the doll from 1970s in the Australia from Australia. It says a creepy homunculus that leaves muddy footprints. I'll ask for a pure definition of homunculus if you like. Definition. Because I'd never heard of it.
Nope.
No, Benno says. Okay. Definition. Sorry, I'm trying to type for me. A homunculus. Wait, I gotta put a C. Okay, homunculus. Because I'd never seen anything like this. I don't know what I was researching for a show back on my old. It is gross, Benno. Okay, so yep, this is it's a mini me from a flask. It says I'm going to call it baby making juice, human baby making juice. The actual definition, if I can read it, because I've lost my glasses in the dark again. Here we go. You said it. Yeah, you say it homunculus, just like I said, a pint-sized alchemical nightmare straight out of medieval mad scientists. And it said, at its heart, a homunculus is a miniature, fully formed human or humanoid figure. Think a tiny adult squeezed into doll size, complete with organs, smarts, and sass. Coined in the 16th century alchemy, shout out to Swiss polymath Paracelsus, who claimed you could brew one in a horse's womb using, again, I'll say baby making juice and the red fluid that runs in our bodies and herbs. Yep, that's the recipe. It was pitched as a lab-grown sidekick, loyal servant, oracle, or eternal playmate. And then it talks about scientists swearing on this tiny homunculi hidden in eggs and things like that, or Russian dolls of destiny. So I've heard of this. Like, this guy used an actual chicken egg, and I had a heck of a time because I told Michelle I'd seen the video years ago. So I said, I'll send it to you after the show. And I sent it to her. It's gross. Like, it does not look humanoid, but it's got almost like an eye. And he completely hid his identity, this guy that did this. And you couldn't hear what he was saying. He didn't have any audio, but it looked like he would have been saying some words over whatever he was doing with this. How creepy is that? So homunculi involve dolls. It almost reminds me of a golem in a way, but doll size.
Did you find Norman, the haunted doll? Did you hear about Norman, the haunted doll?
Tell us about Norman if you want. I've got just a bunch of videos.
Another one.
I'm going through here. Hang on. Because it really went into the boo-boo craze with Panzuzu, and people think it's demonic. And I'm going back through my research. I got a bunch of did you know facts on here. I got a Robert the Doll one. It says chilling real life accounts of dolls that move, no strings attached, because I asked about that one too. I'm going back to the history because I asked about human hair. Go ahead, Kerrilynn. Sorry.
So apparently there's 2 haunted Norman dolls. So it creates some confusion for folks. So 2 distinct famous dolls named Norman. One is an animatronic puppet that was restored and now owned by a YouTuber, John Kolbeck. The other is from a paranormal investigation book. What was his? But it's saying that it's caused problems for the owner, Candace Collin, who keeps it in an outhouse.
Ooh. Okay.
But they're both considered evil.
Yeah,
Paranormal experiences and craziness.
Yeah, because I didn't come across anything like that, but I asked for some really weird, unique, rare facts. Benno says Russians transplanted a dead dog's head onto another dog and hooked up the arteries, so it's animated. It's so disturbing. Yeah, I would believe that. That almost sounds like dark web fuel. It's gross.
What were some of the facts that you found?
Okay, because I also asked about what were they coming. Like I said, I had so much information. Glasses.
You can find like alleged haunted dolls on Facebook Marketplace, on like eBay.
All over the place.
All over the place.
Okay.
My sister, even when I brought the dolls home here, everybody kind of freaked out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the next thing you know, my sister's talking about taking a K2 meter and going to like the thrift store.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you know that it's actually the doll,
Yes.
not other things that are making it?
So Constance Victoria Briggs has joined us on Instagram. She's been on the Angel Rock and on UPRN before. So welcome, Constance. Well, yeah, because you get fascinated. Okay, so a couple, I said, what are some rare, creepy, unusual, and unique did you know facts about haunted dolls? It says, did you know the island of dolls in Mexico is an entire tree-covered nightmare of over 1,000 weathered dolls? I know we mentioned it, but it's got a bit more detail. Hung as offerings to appease a drowned girl's restless spirit. In the 1950s, caretaker Don Julian Santana Barrera found a child's body and her floating doll in the canals. I'm going to mix this word up. Xochimilco, I think it is. Tormented by whispers and giggles at night, he started nailing salvaged dolls to trees to calm her ghost until his own mysterious death in 2001 left the eerie collection rotting in the wind, with some dolls reportedly turning their heads to watch visitors. And I have seen videos like that. I know Ghost Adventures went there, I remember.
So Josh Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Josh
I used to like Josh Gates' show.
So he went there, but you can, in the clip, the doll moves its eyes.
Maybe
Like,
that was the one I saw, because we used to watch Josh
Super
Gates all the time. There was a few people that went and did shows, but I remember seeing that. Okay, so a little bit more information about the Australian doll. This is another weirdo fact, it says, and not that.
That's the Letta doll?
Pardon?
Is that the Letta
Yeah,
doll?
the
The
Letta
Letta Me Out doll.
Let me out. That's you're right. It goes, did you know Letta the doll, an Australian oddity from the 1970s, is said to leave behind wet footprints and breathe like a living child. And its name literally means, as you said, let me out. Discovered by a family in a derelict house, this creepy homunculus made of goat skin, rabbit fur, and chicken bones allegedly belongs to the spirit of a 10-year-old boy who drowned nearby. Owner Kerry Walton claims it causes electronic glitches and follows him with it. Oh God, it sounds creepy. Follows him with its bulging eyes, but skeptics whisper it's a hoax until you hear about the time it, quote unquote, escaped its case and hid under his bed. Ah!
Just wants to be loved. I want to play with you.
There's one about Mandy in here. Did you know Mandy, a 1910s German Best doll in British Columbia's Quesnel Museum, as you had shared, wails like a banshee at 2 a.m. sharp, causing nearby babies to cry and electronics to fry, but only when staff try to move her. Donated in the 1990s after a previous owner fled nightmares of a shadowy girl begging for playtime, Mandy's eyes seemed to shift from blue to black in low light. Curators report cold spots and giggles during inventory, and one intern actually quit after dreaming the doll whispered her childhood secrets. And then there's a pro tip: the museum locks her away at night just in case.
So that was a question I wrote down for folks, was like, if the museum is telling you they have to lock a doll away in order for you to be safe, would you still go visit it?
Yes.
Me too.
And the only reason why is especially from the experience we had in our previous home. And I'm not being a fool about not having any fear, but where I'm coming from is that I believe strongly in my team and who's around me spiritually, as well as I basically, right, what you believe becomes what you perceive, and it becomes your reality. That was from Spirit years ago. I feel that they shared with me. So if you really, really believe in that curse, right, I think that the fear can add an element, but also to the fact that I know that going in there, I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm going to be very respectful. And yeah, I'd still like to go and see the experience and see what happens. And I'm not going in there to stir trouble or cause problems. I just would like to go visit and see what all the fuss is about in a nice way. How about you? Why would you?
Yeah, I would go.
But why? What
Curiosity.
Okay, that you just said it so beautifully. That's the word I should have used. Curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity.
Okay, this keeps popping up. Here's another did you know? Did you know Ted, a haunted teddy bear? Like I kept seeing this coming up. I hadn't heard like the movie Ted. It kept making me think of the movie Ted. It says a haunted teddy bear from England's Turton Tower induced vomiting and migraines in visitors so severely that it required a paranormal sleepover investigation where the bear actually levitated during the night.
Shush.
That's what it says. Acquired in 2010 from a psychic's collection, this early 20th century plush bear reportedly belonged to a boy who died of the flu, and it hates being touched, causing nausea spikes if it's been touched. During a 2012 lockdown test with experts and volunteers, footage apparently captures shadows and thuds, leading to its permanent exile to a sealed case where it still allegedly growls faintly. That's creepy.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And
What video do you want to show?
oh my Lord, I've got so many. Let me, I'll use my phone to go through them because I'll just keep looking and looking and looking and scrolling a bit faster through here. Give me a sec, girl, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody who's here, give me just a sec. Well, there's no batteries in a baby alive doll moving on its own. Let's see. Haunted, that one you can't see too well, the Labubu. There's the Bulza spirit, that's a bit lame. There's the Legend of the Japanese Ichimichu doll, but it looks very much like the doll you were talking about.
Yukiko.
Yes. Give me a minute. Creepy dolls. There's one. I'm looking for one that's really good that got caught. There's creepy dolls caught moving on camera. There's one where a guy, it's not very long though. It was live on TikTok and he's holding the doll and the doll kind of turns its head.
Sure. You got that?
Yeah, it's not very long, but give me a sec. I'll play that. And he confirmed it when he went back because he goes, did I just see that doll move? And he drops it. Give me one sec. I got to find me on here.
I love that.
What's that?
I love like when it's spontaneous like that, and you can see it all playing out at in real time.
Yes. Okay.
So at the Ireland House, I talk about the Ireland House a lot. It's one of my favorite places to investigate. It's not the teddy bear that is haunted. There is a spirit of a little person in.
Oh, really?
A teddy bear moves. The toys move in that particular bedroom, and we have caught like the cupboard door opening when we've been on investigation. And if you put equipment in the small crib with the toys, the equipment goes off like crazy in that space. So it's not the dolls that are haunted necessarily, but they get played with and moved around in that bedroom.
I was just thinking, since we don't have a story tonight to end the show, Michelle, if you're okay with it, I would love to share the facts and the pictures that you sent of, I believe it's your mom's doll, if you're okay.
Oh, yeah. That's still a submission, right? We're going to consider it a submission.
That's what I thought. I knew you'd go along with it. I didn't get a chance to ask you because it just happened during the show, but I knew you'd agree. Yeah. And I'm sure Michelle would, or she wouldn't have sent it. Okay, so this isn't very long. But this guy is live. It says, this was a live stream. Oh my God, it actually looked at me. So I'll restart. It's not very long, but you're going to see it and you're going to hear it. This guy's channel, I don't know if I got the name of it. I'll let it again.
I could have sworn that doll turned its head at me. Okay.
Oh, now it's going to start again. We don't want another video. We want it to replay. Watch it again now. So it's live. He's doing, looks like Spirit Box or some type of ITC and holding this doll.
It did.
Uh-huh.
I could have sworn that doll turned its head at me. Okay.
Did you guys not? Oh, I almost closed it on. I would have popped off on you here for a sec, Kerrilynn. I was trying to close it. Yeah, so the doll, and that was during a live.
Yeah.
I am telling you, I have so many videos that I saved.
If you go seeking it, it's going to happen. So
the one that's
for it, be ready for it.
And we probably may not have enough time for it, but it's a story. At first I caught just the clip, but then I got the whole story. And what it is I believe this is a cousin of these parents. It's a male cousin, and they are going out for the evening, and they ask him to babysit their little girl. She looks like she's about 4 or 5. Yeah. And do you want me? I could probably play it. It's not that long if I can find it here. Give me a sec.
We have to be mindful too, right?
Let's do Michelle sing, and if we have time, we'll play it. How about that?
Yeah.
Because I want to get Michelle's stuff because she sent that. And we appreciate that, Michelle, again. And thank you for sharing. I believe you said it was the anniversary of your mom no longer with us. So thank you for sharing that with us and sharing her picture. So did you say, Michelle, if I remember, that this doll is 80, your mom was 80 years old, but it would have been almost 100 years old now, the doll?
83.
83. Okay, so this is the doll. And I remember from the comments, I think you said they had wanted to bury the doll with your mom. And then they decided. So do you have this doll, Michelle? Or who has this doll now? Unless you'd seen the comments, Kerrilynn, while I was pulling
I thought she said she has it.
Wow. I'm going to go through here. Yeah, she said, she said, I'm going to show another doll below it. She says, the one I'm showing now, she said, this was my mom's doll. And then the next picture I'm going to pull up, she said, the doll at the bottom went to the doll doctor and was made into a pajama holder for your bed. The outfit is mom's doll is wearing is also made from the doll doctor. So what would be considered a doll doctor, Mish? Like in Australia? What's this one? Yeah, so the doll at the bottom was made into a pajama. I'm guessing back in the day, I remember those. There were little bags that you could tuck your jammies into at bedtime. Do you remember those at all, Kerrilynn? Yeah, I never had one, but I know certain kids I would have these really cute. It would have like a doll head or a stuffy, like a teddy head or something. And it had a zipper in the front of the back, and you just zippered it up. And instead of folding up your pajamas, you just fold them up and tuck them in, and it would go on your bed. So Mish said she took that photo today, and she said the doll doctor is someone who fixes dolls. Sorry, Kerrilynn, were you going to say something?
Oh, just so same thing. Doll doctor is someone who fixes dolls. So Gav had got a blood infection from his chickenpox. He got very, very sick, and they gave him a teddy bear at the hospital. And so yearly they do a teddy bear picnic, but the doctors and nurses fix the teddy bear. So if they've loved them too much and they get a hole, they restuff them and sew the hole. They have like a doctor day for kids who have received teddy bears in the hospital.
Okay, because we used to do, when I worked in the NICU, we used to have a teddy bear picnic, but what it was, I don't know why it was called the teddy bear picnic, but I remember all the kiddies from the NICU would come so we could all have a catch up and see how they were doing. So say you had 24-week or 25 weeks old, they were born as twins. The twins might show up the next year or every year after. So I really loved it because you got to see all these kiddies, like they were so sick, and you got to see how they were doing. But I love that. Gav, like you said, the nurses and doctors worked on their teddies too. That's really cool. Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Mish. That, you know what?
And hanging out with us tonight.
Yes, and hanging out with us. So Mish also added something about above it. Sorry, give me a sec. She said 83-ish. Yes, I have it. Took that photo today. Doll doctor, someone who fixes dolls. I see. And so that would have been a doll that was broken and repurposed. Interesting. I guess into the pajama bag. The second doll. Interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we have, I don't know, we have a few minutes. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, let's play that clip because it is interesting.
It is, because I ended up getting the full video, you guys, because I had just the clip of it. And I remember this from years ago. It's a little, okay, did it play through? It didn't go through. Did it go through? Hang on, I want to make sure that it did. Yes, this is okay, give me a sec while I set it up here. Sometimes it's muted, sometimes it's not. I usually go on TikTok because the videos are shorter. And then what happens is it's just easier to see them. So this is the story about the babysitter. It was a relative babysitting, and he filmed the little girl that he's babysitting, which would be his cousin, because she says some odd stuff. And he catches it on camera. It's about, I hope this is the full one. Did I pull it up?
No,
I didn't
not
pull
yet.
it up. I didn't think I did. Give me a second. Sometimes it comes up and sometimes it doesn't. You never know.
This babysitter is recording the girl because of something very concerning that she just said. According to the young girl, the doll seemingly moves on its own while they play hide and seek together.
This doll?
Yeah. The babysitter was curious, so he plays a game of hide and seek with the creepy doll to see if it really moves.
Oh my god. Sadie, you scared me.
The dog spooked him in a playful manner, but it wasn't until later that night when he found the dog growling at the doll. He realized the dog was just trying to protect him.
What it didn't show you guys was the ending of it. And I'm sorry about that, but this gave you at least the story in a quick nutshell. What happens in the original video? Never mind that you get the jump scare with the dog, but he films while the dog's growling at this doll. All of a sudden, the doll falls over. The dog is nowhere near the doll. You can find the whole clip out there if you look it up, because I had two separate clips, but at least this gave you the whole gist of the story. And he was so creeped out, because the little one, you can't hear her very well, but in the original video, you hear her. Like when he asks her, "What do you mean the doll moves when you play hide and seek?" And the little girl goes, "Yeah, she moves. She moves when I play with her."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Creepy.
Creepy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know we didn't get into Annabelle, but Annabelle is one of the most hyped, quote unquote, haunted dolls out there, I would say, as of late. Would you not?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of polarizing conversations around, whether it was ethical to put her out and the hype to it. And there's definitely, I feel some theatrics that are attached to it to fuel the story and the narrative that they have for marketing her.
Mm-hmm. No, and that's why, plus we wanted to show you, like, there's so much we didn't get into. Like, I had some haunted dolls from over in the UK where there was something caught on a spirit, like not a spirit box. They did a voice recorder conversation and recorded it, got caught. There's another one I have of a doll that's just swinging nonstop, like Halloween dolls, on the corner of a porch. There's another doll on the swing right beside it. It's not moving at all. There's no wind. There's life-size dolls, supposedly haunted activity around very real human-looking mannequins. There are so many things we could have gone down tonight.
Mannequins are kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'll have to do another one in the future. We'll do another one.
And there's so many different ways, like you can conjure spirit into a doll, spirit going into a doll, like that they owned. There's so many different, and then we can project it. But then is it no longer, would it be considered a haunted doll, or would it be a tulpa? Like if you've put your intention and you create it, then is it a haunted doll or a tulpa?
I agree. Like so many unanswered questions. So, but we'll come back to haunted dolls. Probably get more seasonal. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think that haunted dolls are creepy because even like ghost children are creepy. Movies with like creepy little children, it's creepy. Anything little like that, it's creepy. It's just, it's unnerving.
All of it is. And then, like I say, there were so many things. I was telling Kerrilynn, like I said, so many things, and I wasn't looking for them. I didn't show the quinceanera doll. That's an old clip where the girl's holding the doll and the doll turns and looks at her. There's a newer one, like I don't know if it's AI or not. It kind of almost feels AI-ish, but there's so many out there. So we'll have to come back to this again and talk about it.
For sure. It's fun. Then we get to make up again.
So who do you have coming on Spirit Switchboard tomorrow?
Scott Guerin. So he is a returning guest. When he was on before, he was talking about his book with connecting with angels, or angel experiences that people had. Tomorrow, he's talking about his new book that just came out, Awkward Awakening and Finding Your Way Home. So, what happens when you start to have those spiritual awakenings, the more people are having them. And where do you go and how do you access it and stay grounded and all that kind of stuff. So we're talking about his new book, Awkward Awakening, Finding Your Way. That's who we have on tomorrow.
And don't go anywhere. Sorry, were you going to say something? Sorry.
Oh, I just said he's a great guest.
Oh, it sounds amazing. That's what I was going to say. You guys don't go anywhere, because the second night of the Outer Round with the amazing Michelle DeRoche is coming up right after this. But stay tuned. And like I said earlier, Sean Ellis, who was in the chat with us, he's coming on the Angel Rock on Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I asked him, please bring all kinds of evidence that you've caught at your investigations or anything creepy and spooky. We're going to talk about that.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you to the United Public Radio Network. Thank you to UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 in the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in New Orleans. You've been listening to Beneath the Hollow Moon with Lorile, Potvin, and myself, Kerrilynn Shellhorn. So where the shadows stretch long and the night listens closely, whatever you do, don't follow the whispers. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good one. We will see you. Stay spooky.